For 15 years they blamed me for tearing the family apart, until one drunken confession exposed the truth in front of everyone when I was 14. My parents divorced after my father suddenly disappeared from our lives overnight, and from that moment on my mother made sure everyone believed it was my fault, because a week before he left, I had accidentally discovered messages on his phone while helping him fix it. Messages between him and another woman, and being a scared kid who didn't know what to do, I told my mother the truth thinking I was helping, but instead the entire family narrative became that I destroyed our home by exposing something I should have stayed quiet about, and for the next 15 years every holiday, every birthday, every family gathering came with subtle reminders that I was the reason my father left. My uncles called me the snitch, my cousins joked that I should have minded my business, and my mother weaponized guilt so constantly that eventually I started believing maybe I really had ruined everyone's lives. Meanwhile my younger sister Chloe became the golden child because unlike me she never questioned anything, she defended mom no matter what and got treated like the daughter worth loving while I became the outsider invited only out of obligation. And honestly I probably would have carried that guilt forever if not for my grandfather's 80th birthday party, because that night the entire extended family packed into this huge rented banquet hall pretending to celebrate together while secretly hating each other, and by the end of the night Chloe was drunk enough to stop filtering her thoughts, which became obvious when one of my cousins made another joke about me breaking up the family, and instead of laughing like usual, Chloe suddenly slammed her glass down and said, "Can we stop blaming Noah for something that wasn't even his fault?" And the room instantly went quiet because nobody ever challenged the story before, especially not her, and my mother immediately snapped, "Chloe, enough." But Chloe ignored her and looked directly at me with tears in her eyes before saying, "Dad didn't leave because no one exposed the affair. Dad left because mom had already been cheating too." And I swear the entire room stopped breathing at the same time, because my mother went completely pale while my uncles stared at her like she turned into a stranger, and Chloe just kept talking like years of buried resentment were exploding out all at once, explaining that she overheard our parents screaming the night before Dad disappeared. And during the fight my father admitted he knew about mom's affair with his business partner for over a year, meaning both of them had been betraying each other while I got blamed for exposing only half the truth. And then Chloe delivered the sentence that shattered whatever was left of my mother's control over the family narrative. Noah didn't ruin this family. Mom just needed someone easier to blame than herself, and suddenly people started asking questions all at once while my mother yelled at Chloe to stop talking. But the damage was already done because for the first time everyone realized I had spent half my life carrying guilt that never belonged to me. And then my aunt quietly asked the question nobody wanted answered. "Wait, if the business partner was involved, does that mean?" And Chloe nodded before my mother could stop her and said, "Yeah. There's a reason Dad always treated me differently," and just like that the final bomb dropped, because according to Chloe, there had always been rumors that she might not actually be my father's biological daughter, meaning the family spent 15 years worshipping the perfect child while treating me like the mistake when in reality I was the only person who had told the truth from the beginning. And the chaos after that felt unreal, my mother crying, relatives screaming, my grandfather walking out of his own birthday party in silence. But through all of it I just sat there strangely calm because the weight I carried since childhood was finally lifting in real time. And the craziest part was realizing the people who spent years punishing me for exposing the truth were never angry about honesty. They were angry because lies were easier for them to live with.